Hey, it's Bill. You're tuned into the Pennsylvania Rock Show featuring the best unsigned rock and metal that Pennsylvania has to offer. This is episode number 815. With me tonight is my friend from Seethe, Patrick McElravy.
Sir, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I remembered how to pronounce your last name. I should get points for that.
Yes, sir, indeed. To be fair, most, even after years, they don't catch it. It's okay. But I appreciate it.
Well, being someone whose last name is mispronounced all the time, I try and get them right. My students have given up. They just call me Mr. D.
It works.
It does.
It goes off the tongue rather nicely. It's good. Yeah. It's good.
Unless I ignore them, then I hear my full last name. It's kind of like, when your parents say your whole name.
So it's like, oh.
So it's been a while since you've been on.
It has been a minute. Yes, sir. Yeah, we were just talking. I think, like I said, I don't think I've done a podcast since. It's been about a year now since I've done anything like this.
That makes sense because you gave me like a year's worth of music last time.
Yeah. And then the last time I seen you was the year before, whenever we did the Millville Fest in 2024 in May. Yeah. Which that's hard to believe. That's been 2 years already.
I was trying to find photos from that, and then I remembered I didn't actually take them. I just sat there and watched. I was like, I know I was there. I know I saw him on that bar.
Yep. Yeah. No, yeah, that's hard to believe. That's been almost 2 years ago already. Insane. But that's his life.
So you sent me a lot of music. Let's see. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 songs? You could have done that before I started counting out loud. Off of, let's see if I have Ethos and Swan Songs, a collection of burdens gathered amongst 2025.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. So
that title, that album title is longer than some of your songs are.
It's true. It's true. Well, it's as you know, with this industry, this line of work, everything is ever changing. The only thing that stays consistent is change itself. So, for example, like when I started, we'll say anything I've been involved in, Seethe, 9-Stitch Method, whatever. I've always been I want to make an album. So as time has gone on, and I've not only been an artist, but I've been I guess you could say like an indie label head, artist manager and stuff. As time has gone on and progressed, sometimes less is more. So they don't, people don't want full length albums anymore. EPs or singles, that's the way to go. So I went from making albums, and then in 2024, I just released small EPs, just, 3 to 5 songs each. And then last year, I didn't drop any EPs, didn't drop any albums, just single. And it came time, I had the song, The Benevolence of Lunacy in the 21st Century. When me and Richie Wainwright had made that at the tail end of 2025, I wanted to wrap it up into a package, to just like a time capsule, just to showcase everything that I did in 2025. So kind of get milk one last little hoorah out of that batch of songs before I start moving on to new releases and projects I got going on in 2026. Yeah.
So since you said that, what do you have planned for 2026?
Bill, I'm going through my get off my lawn phase right now. Okay, we'll back it up. Okay, so I'll preface it with this. So I experienced tonight with my son a generational gap. So my son, every day Monday through Thursday, every week, he has definitely one homework assignment every night, and he has to do his spelling words twice. So he came up from school today. He gets a snack. I said, "What do you got for homework tonight?" "Just my spelling words." He says, "Okay." He goes to do his spelling words and he says, "I don't have any paper to write my words down." And I said, "Go grab a tablet." And he's like, "Tablet?" I'm like, "The notebook." He's like, why'd you call the notebook a tablet?" I said, "That's what we used to call them when I was your age. We didn't have tablets, because he automatically thinks, oh, the
Tablet
iPad or
computer.
whatever. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah, no. So everybody, it's obviously the beginning of the new year and everybody has their goals and whatnot. And I was like, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. And just all of the AI and everything. And then just seeing, I feel like us artists, for us to get seen and heard, it's not so much the audience we're trying to capture, but it's more that we're like puppets or monkeys. We're there to dance and entertain. If you want to get your stuff out there, you have to make this clip and you have to do this and you have to post here so many times. And I'm like, why am I doing all that? So I've been in creative mode. I'm working on a full-length album and I've just been like, I don't want to touch social media. I don't want to do it. So I've just been fighting with that. So I'll be like that for a couple more weeks probably, and then I'll start to look at my numbers and my statistics and analytics and all that, and I'll be like, ugh. Like, I really need to get back to doing some of this stuff to boost some of these numbers back up, especially with new music coming out. I don't know, man. We're in a weird day and age. It just, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this side of the industry anymore. I don't know whether to love it, hate it, be a part of it, not be a part of it. It's just a really weird place to be when we're fighting with technology and they're pushing it down our throats. You know what I'm saying? We're taking the soul and everything out of art. And it's just it's hard. It's hard to watch and it's hard to be a part of it and involved in it. I didn't mean to get this deep on you right from the rip. I apologize.
No. I'm just sitting there I'm thinking to myself, he does remember that I teach technology, right?
I'm aware. I know.
But I get it. I have a poem that I wrote, a visual poem. I don't know if you're familiar with those.
No.
So it's when the words of the poem make a picture, and the words and the picture together give you the meaning of the poem. And
Okay.
I remembered it like 150. 12:50. I'm really bad at this. 12:50. It was 1:00 class. It was 12:50, and I should have already been walking to the class. And I was sitting in my dorm room, and I went, "Oh, I had to write a poem for today." I was taking an intro to poetry honors course, and I hurried up and I flipped open my notebook and it said visual poetry, and there was a computer sitting in front of me. So I took the word technology and I made a monitor, a keyboard, and a mouse. And in the middle of the keyboard, where the keys would go, I put "failing humanity." And I titled it "Truth," and I was late to class. I got an A on it. And then the professor put it in a textbook that she was writing. And then she gave me the only B out of the whole class for my final grade. Everybody else got A's. She told me I was...
Okay, so if she used it for all that, why did you get a B, though?
She said I was a good prose writer, but I was not a poet.
Okay.
But everybody else was like, I got an A. I'm like, yeah, but I'm getting published.
Yeah. Well, it's all about that. It's all about perspective, right?
Well, and here's the thing. My name is listed under Emily Dickinson in the index.
Okay.
So I'll take the B. It was a weighted class. It was an A anyway.
Yeah. So let me ask you, because we're talking about technology and stuff. So I just kind of said from my end, like with you, because you're a school teacher, computer teacher, and you've been doing the radio show for what'd you say this is 857, I think?
It's 815. It's
815. Okay.
We're into year 21.
What's the biggest glaring change now versus back then?
As far as the show,
Yeah. And
I'm
like
gonna cliffhanger that. We're gonna take a break. I'll answer it when we come back.
okay, perfect.
All right. We are going to hear from you, Seethe. We're going to hear Oceans and Banshee. And after I answer his question, I'll have him pick one of those songs and do a deep dive on it. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey, Spill, you are tuned in to the Pennsylvania Rock Show, episode number 815. I was asked a question right before the break. We're going to get to that. You just heard Oceans and Banshee by Seethe. And Patrick, the author of Seethe, is that a good word? The singularity.
Brainchild. Everybody, it doesn't matter what I say. Because like I'll message, blogs and magazines or whatever about Seethe, and no matter how many times I say I am a solo artist, they just say a band. They just everybody assumes I'm a band, and I'm like, I mean, I guess the music.
I mean, when you're live, it's backing tracks, but you record all that.
Yeah. Well, no, the not the music. No, I work with people to help create that music and whatnot. Yeah, for Seethe, just strictly lyrics and vocal. That's all I am.
Okay, so your question was glaring differences between when I started the podcast and now?
Yes.
Well, I'm still sitting in pretty much the exact same spot in my house, so it's not that. Well, when I first started, it was audio only, but the technology behind the live streaming radio portion of it is almost exactly the same. The biggest difference for me is the video stuff that we do, and that has just started for me in 2020 because COVID hit and I had extra time because I wasn't driving to and from work, and I taught myself how to do it. Now we're at the point that we're live on Roku and Fire TV right now. And
that's what's up.
Yeah, I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to do any of the video stuff, and now I don't know, 300 episodes of video in, something like that.
Well, would you say what this is year 21?
21 of the show. Yeah. And September 14th, 2025 was the 21st anniversary. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time in this room. Okay, so which song would you like to tell us about, Oceans or Banshee?
We'll go with Banshee. Banshee was that was a song that, because normally when I write, it's typically there's something bothering me or there's something just, it's just weighing heavy on you. It could be a good thing too. It's not always bad. It's typically just me venting to get off my chest. But no, I was working night shift and I came home from work and put on the TV and I was watching the movie Stranger Than Fiction with Will Ferrell, and I had kind of like then I had a dream about it. It was just playing, but the movie's just more of a. There you go, madam. My cat. The doors are closed, and she's like, no. I've got to stay open. But I had a dream about the movie and different sequences from it, but it took like a horror spin. And then I woke up and I was just, looking for music to possibly purchase or work with from a different producer. And I came across that music and just these little vocal ideas. And I was like, oh, and once I started putting it together, the whole thing just kind of flew out, from me. I think that's the most addicting part about being an artist this many years into it, is it's that feeling of being able to channel something without, it just, whenever all the pieces fit, it all comes flying out. And it's just, oh, there's nothing like it. It's crazy. And then you're in the thick of it, you're doing it, and you're not thinking about anything. Just it's coming to life right on paper or on the computer as you're recording vocals or doing whatever. And then you sit back later after you're done with it and you're like, where did it even come from? What made me do that? Where, that's a feeling that I absolutely, it's a drug that I can't get enough of and probably never will.
So you said you were looking for music. What's that process like?
So it all depends. Because like for me, I have a bunch of different producer friends that, I've acquired and made connections with over the years. And, like for example, Gus Wallner from You Think Music, he does pretty much the last like 8 years. He's done just about all of my mixing and mastering. We've made tracks together from the ground up. He's given me music for Seethe. We put out a new song together this past year called RWYS, Reap What You Sow. So I do that, or like the Benevolence, the song that I just released last month. Richie Wainwright, he's a producer from over in the UK, very, very talented. He was like, I'm working on this audio production course and I'm doing nu metal. And I have this music, I love it, but I couldn't figure out who to do it. He's like, I was on Instagram and I seen you. He's like, Seethe, this is the most nu metal guy I know. He's perfect for it, So stuff like that happens. Or like I'll just scour YouTube or BeatStars or something like that, and then nowadays I always make sure that if I do go that route, I can't stress this enough. If you're going to purchase music, or lease it out, always make sure you are able to acquire the appropriate paperwork for when you go to put it online. But that's something for another day.
Licensing is important.
Yeah, but no, like I'll just go like Deftones type beat, or it just just whatever mood I'm feeling. Like I'll just go through, just listen to different things for different vibes or whatnot. Or if I have an idea in my head and like I know enough different people, I'm like, like they kind of do this kind of style. I'll see what they got. You know what I mean? So it could go either way. It could just be me purchasing music off of BeatStars, or it could be me, working with an actual person and collaborator.
Well, earlier you said sort of being a co-head of a independent record company, and I feel like we're going to make that jump for a moment.
Okay.
So we get to show each other's stuff off sort of in this segment. So okay. This is DI Records website. It's di-records.com. I recently, yes, that's the old logo though.
Yes, it is. Old school, baby.
So, I have done various versions of this website. This is the newest version. Dakota had went out. He's in Colorado now, and he was trying to find somebody in Colorado to build a new site. And as you can see, it ended up being me again anyway. But anyway, so if you go to artists on this site, you will see all the DI Records artists and some alumni. I'm going to scroll back up here alphabetically and find Seethe. And this is the Seethe page. You can find his Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, Bandcamp, his contact information, a short bio, Spotify player, and if you keep scrolling, you can see a whole bunch of album art for works that he's put out. And if you click on those, it'll take you to the Spotify player for that song in particular. I spent like 4 straight days during a snowstorm working on this site.
It looks fresh, B. I'm not gonna lie, she looks good, hot off the press.
So
Here, one second. You're okay, sweetie. What do you need? All right. Can you make this quick? Is this a story or something you need?
I'll tell you after.
Yep. You can tell me afterward. Love you, bub. Yeah, you can play, bud. Go ahead. Boy, he come up the steps calling for me, and then he heard me, and he's like, like, what do you need? And then he starts telling me.
So your children are clearly, and I know this, but younger than my children.
Yes. Yeah, we got 3, 9, and 11.
Yeah, I have 15, 15, and 17.
Poor soul, you. Well, I'm just now starting to get into the thresholds of puberty, and I'm not ready. It is an exercise in patience that I never realized how short I was on it. Oh man.
I've been teaching for years, so and like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade for a while. So that puberty thing is in my wheelhouse.
Oh yeah.
So
you're a connoisseur. You're
I don't know if I would say that.
not your first rodeo dealing with prepubescent teenagers and their tudes and attitudes when they're somewhere they don't want to be.
Correct. All right, so let me bring it back to that screen. So we have like a minute. I haven't asked you any of my off the wall questions, and you haven't been on in like at least a year, maybe 2 years. Have I asked you the pizza question?
I don't believe so. No.
Wow, nobody's gonna believe that. Okay, so because you're a musician, what is the best pizza you've had?
Best pizza I had.
So it could be like at a recording session, at a show, to and from a show, anything music related.
I'm going to say it's not the best pizza, but one of my favorite pizza places is Sal's right down there on East Carson. And the reason, like, it's good pizza, but it has the nostalgia of always playing down on East Carson. When, we get done playing, it's like, all right, we're just going to run down the block and go to Sal's and grab a piece of pizza just to eat real quick. You know what I mean? Like that nostalgia. I got to go with my wife. I think my favorite pizza is probably my wife's pickle pizza. Becca makes some bomb pickle pizza. It's good.
So I've done the pickle pizza thing, but it's French bread pizza when I do it.
That's good. Hey, if it works, it works. And I've had different iterations of it, and like some are really, really good, and some are just like they're not terrible, but they're just right. I could have done without it. But I'm gonna say pickle pizza. Becca's pickle pizza.
We're gonna take our second break. We'll be right back with Seethe. Like the great DJ I am not, I forgot to mention what songs you were going to listen to. You heard a brand new song from Gonto called Kiss of Wine. And then we went to a song from like October-ish of 2025 from Bethlehem called Sunseeker, those are both singles. In case you haven't figured out, we're kind of going a little heavier for this show. This might be the Pennsylvania metal show this week. We started out with Skell and Kilburn, and then we played Seethe, and now we've hit Gonto and Bethlehem, and at the end, we're going to hear another DI Records band, Signs of Tranquility, metal, and then we're going to end things with Feast on the Fallen, and you can't get any more metal than that. I haven't heard from him in forever either.
Randy's well, he's doing a lot of acting stuff and whatnot now. I always see him on Facebook. He's always on the set of some movie or whatever. He's in different productions and stuff. And then he's doing a lot of I don't know if he's still doing the photography and whatnot as much as he was, but yeah, he's got his hands in it. That kid's always been busy. And the more time goes, he's doing really good for himself. I'm proud of him.
Very cool. All right, so you mentioned 9-Stitch Method. We might as well bring that up a little bit. What's going on hiatus, right?
Yeah, just life's busy. We talk like every day, every other day. You know, it's not like anything bad or anything's happened. It's just I got 3 kids, a family, and Josh is doing his thing and working with his old man and whatnot. We've been talking about getting together and doing music and whatnot. It just hasn't come to fruition, but it's there. Yeah, nothing bad or anything, but the itch is definitely there. I have a feeling before the end of 2026, we'll be seeing some new 9SM. It's calling for it. We need to come out of retirement.
I almost grabbed my shirt to wear tonight, but then my current setup is cut off, and I was like, you know what? No one's going to see it anyway. But I do still have a 9-Stitch Method shirt.
I was watching that video you got of us, Subconscious Thoughts on YouTube. That popped up the other day while I was at work at the church. I was like, man, that feels like a lifetime ago. Holy crap.
Oh,
it's only been 6.5 years, 7 years. Which that's crazy because it don't feel like it's been that long. A lifetime worth of stuff has happened in between there, but it's just time goes quick, dude.
So every day. So I started a new podcast, which is a spin-off of this one.
Okay.
It's called the Pennsylvania Rock Show Flashback. And what I've been doing is going back and taking an older song from an artist, and we interview them, talk about how it was recorded, what kind of equipment was used, who the producer was, that kind of stuff, and then get a story about that song, play it. Then we come back and we talk the same stuff about a new song that they've done and play it.
Amazing. I love that idea.
And the problem with that is I'm starting to realize how long 21 years really is. Like, because I think back on it, like I just did one with Bill Postal, who was in Doppler Effect. One of the very first band I ever worked with was Hybrid, which has morphed its way all the way through to A Common Crown with Matt and Steve and Jen.
Okay.
But probably 4th in the list would be Doppler Effect. And we were going back and telling some stories in that episode. And I have some that haven't come out yet. Like I did one with Doug Carnahan, which will be coming out tomorrow, Tuesday at 8 p.m. on Music from 412. And then followed that up with an interview with Matt Franny, who was the drummer in Hybrid. And we did a song off of their 1998 album as the old track. And then A Common Crown track is the new one.
Well, let me ask you a question. So, like we said, 815 episodes. Now, obviously, some of them are doubled, maybe triple, repeat guests and whatnot.
Yeah.
But do you ever be like, oh, did I interview that band?
I do it all the time. Or I'll bring somebody on. I'm like, hey, you've been on the show before, right? And they're like, no. I'm like, really? How did that happen? Yeah. This is your 3rd time on as Seethe. I know that for sure because when I tried to name the page on my website, it made me put a 3 at the end of it. And you were on a few times as 9-Stitch Method, and I think you've done some other shows, like maybe co-hosting and stuff with me, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. I'm sure we did.
But yeah, for sure. There are times that I'm like, oh yeah, you've been on. They're like, no, I haven't. Or I'm like, I forget that they've been on. And part of that is, 21 years ago, I was 28. and there was none of this gray and
even, yeah. Well, that's like, I've been at Honeywell for 15 years this year. And I'm like, I'm about to be 36. I'm like, oh, I wasn't even 21 when I started there. Holy.
Yep.
I look at my kids. I'm like, you've been here around for 11 years. What the heck?
My wife asks me all the time. She'll be like, "Hey, what year did you start teaching it in the diocese again?" And I was like, "Listen, 2004." And it's not because I remember that's when I started teaching. It's because that's when the rock show started, and they happened within a month of each other. So I started working at a Catholic school and started a podcast about metal and rock in within 30 days of each other. And that's just kind of who I am. So we have like 3 minutes. What have we not covered that you would like to throw out there into the ether?
Well, like we said at the beginning, you can find me everywhere on all digital platforms. I have a brand new compilation of all of my singles from 2025 called Ethos and Swan Songs, and it is available for download for free on Bandcamp. Working on a new album. I got some features and stuff that I'm working on that'll be coming out soon. Yeah, probably not doing any shows again this year. Probably still keeping a hiatus from shows. Just I have
Let me turn your question around on yourself for a second. So
okay.
You get featured on a bunch of other artist stuff too. So how many recordings are you on? Do you know?
Enough. I don't know.
So that answer was no, I don't know.
Down a lot just because like I feel bad because I don't have as much time as I did, years ago to put into it. And whenever I get a feature, like I feel honored, but if it doesn't click or if I get writer's block or if it just isn't coming out, like it ends up taking way longer than it needs to. And I feel that pressure. And that sucks the fun out of it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. A lot of songs though. Been a lot of good ones over the years though. So honestly, them are some of my favorite vocals are the ones that I put on feature tracks.
Now, when that happens, do you usually do the lyrical writing, or do they bring it to you?
Most of the time, yeah. Typically, they just give me. I don't really think I've ever been given lyrics per se. Yeah, they pretty much just give me the topic and just tell me to go with it. Which that's honestly, I like that anyway because that's first and foremost. I'm a lyricist and a wordsmith. Writing's always been my thing. So if I'm going to say it, I want to say it the way I'm going to say it.
Okay, so we're down to 1 minute.
All right.
A national TV station or streaming station, because you probably get more views that way, gives you 30 seconds to try and bring an audience to Seethe. What are you going to tell them about yourself?
Oh, man. I'm sorry. Don't do this at home. Stay in school. Be good unto others. Do it because you want to, not because it's what's hopping or what's trendy and whatnot. That's all I got. That's all my brain's firing on right now with that.
I'm
laughing. I don't do well under pressure because I know we're running on the clock.
I'm laughing because those words that you're using, those are skibbity.
Don't get me started on skibbity. So the kids were, I don't know. There for a while, Jackson would be like, anytime he would ask me something, I'd be like, I don't know what the skibbity bibbity toilet you talking about. And he's like, that's not what it is, Dad. I'm like, what, skibbity bibbity? Skibbity. Yeah, no. No. No.
All right. So before we take that dive, we're gonna head off the air. We have 2 more tracks. I kind of teased them earlier. We're gonna listen to "Wake the Fire" by Signs of Tranquility and "Wastemoreland" by Feast on the Fallen here on the Pennsylvania Rock Show. I want to thank everybody for hanging out and listening again this week. And don't forget, each and every Monday there is a new episode of this, and Tuesdays are the release of the Pennsylvania Rock Show Flashback podcast. And when we hit summer, then 3 questions and a song will be coming back too. But if you are into local music, you want to head to musicfrom412.com. There's always something popping up there throughout the week, including new songs on the radio station and new videos on the TV side. We will catch you next time. It's that time of the night, right at the end of the Pennsylvania Rock Show, where I'm going to spin a wheel and Dresky Entertainment is going to hand 2 tickets to Slaughter to the name that appears on the wheel. If you're interested in winning tickets from Dresky Entertainment, courtesy of Music from 412, head to musicfrom412.com/contest. This particular show is Thursday, March 26th at Jurgles, which makes it 21 and over. It's Slaughter, Dying Breed, and Ringleader. Dying Breed is of this parish, which means that we played on the Pennsylvania Rock Show and Music from 412. Also, if you are interested in winning tickets to other shows, again, musicfrom412.com/contest. Anyway, I'm losing myself here. It is Slaughter, is March 26th at Jurgles. I'm going to hit shuffle 2 times for Keith and Justin, and we're going to find out who is winning those tickets to see Slaughter. Justin Todd. Justin, keep an eye on your email address because I will be sending you an email with information, and then Dresky Entertainment will follow up and tell you how to get those tickets from them. Once again, make sure you head over to musicfrom412.com/contest to enter for your chance to win 2 tickets to various upcoming Dresky Entertainment shows.